Hey, what's going on YouTube? Sticky back at it. So we are here in the Death Scourge difficulty 8. I got 386 Scourges on. I am one node away on node 10 from finishing this up. But before I did that, I just wanted to go ahead and pop in here and just kind of reference, let you guys know the teams that I used, the power levels that they were at, all that good stuff. So you have, some sort of point of reference to what you can possibly do. With 386 Scourges, difficulty 8, if you're looking to do that, if you're looking to push that hard, given the power levels that I'm using, and maybe you can kind of relate that to your roster and see if that's possible, see if you want to attempt that. So a couple of things, if you guys know anything about my kind of philosophy going into Scourges, I don't spend on characters, I don't buy their offers, I'm not going to spend on trading materials or gold or anything like that. So when I come into these, I really am trying to get the most out of my roster that I possibly can. I'm trying to find the point where minimal investment meets maximum score. So I'm just trying to be as efficient as possible because I'm just not going to go wild on anything, build up bad characters, anything like that. I'm just totally not willing to do that. So I just want to get into this real quick and let you guys know, what teams I was using, how they did, all that good stuff. Kind of brief overview on a couple of the nodes, as well as the Scourges that I'm using. So again, 386 Scourges. To make this super easy, I could go through these one at a time. This is literally every single Scourge that you can take, with the exception of anything that adds bonus health, which makes the nodes much, much more difficult, and zombification. I did not take zombification. So with that in mind, node 1, I was one of the people that was full on wait and see to see which minions were going to end up being best. The low-hanging fruit, and I think early on everyone was like, well, Merc Lieutenant, Merc Riot Guard, not that bad. Ravagers, recently reworked, not that bad. It's really not surprising to me that these guys are the best team for this. Not to say that other things can't get it done, but I will tell you, I did this yesterday. I did this node yesterday. These guys are all level 75, G14. That's as high as I've taken them up. And I basically altered the node. I did it on a treadmill while I was at the gym. I was paying so little attention that I literally could not even tell you what Ravager Bruiser special does. I think it flips buffs. It might send buff back, transfer negative buffs. I have no idea. That's how little I was paying attention to this. They got it done just fine. It took almost no thinking whatsoever. Ravagers with Merc Lieutenant and Merc Riot Guard, all level 75, all G14. I'm not putting anything else into these guys. That's what we're doing. Sucks we have to bring up minions, but all things considered, these were super easy nodes, and for only having to be level 75 G14, it's fine. Sucks we had to bring them up anyway. Didn't want to do it, but all things considered, it is what it is. Same thing with node 2. They walked right over it. Minion nodes, not really any problem whatsoever for that team. And you'll notice some of these teams here, what Dorky Dad recommended after his time on the test server. I've sort of had to flex these in and make some adjustments based off of my roster, but I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. If he says they're working well for him, I was willing to give them a try, and this is one of them here. Node 3, I brought in Eternals, I brought in Cyclops, Storm, and Magic, and the idea here was just to build charges. Icarus pretty much wipes that first wave off the board immediately, and then we're just building charges for Cyclops and Storm. Honestly, that was a very easy node. I think I reset it once or twice, maybe just to get a little bit better RNG, because I accidentally popped off my Cyclops or Storm or whatever, but all things considered, very easy node. And I don't have insane investment in these guys too. I want to say these three are, obviously I got these 6 red, 6 yellow, G16 for Icarus and Cersei, which is nothing to sneeze at, but I think I have level 85 G15, definitely G15, but I think only level 85 for these guys. No crazy red stars or anything like that. You don't need it. I didn't invest in them at all for this. I just used what I already had. Node 2, again, Dorky Dad recommendation. Thanks, Dorky. Bringing in Red Hulk, Squirrel Girl, JJ, and the Eternals. This was a very easy one. Squirrely just there to keep everyone up. Eternals do most of the damage. JJ to spread some energy, keep everyone going. And we're really just making sure we end this healthy as possible with the ultimate and the special hopefully ready to go for Red Hulk, because you're going to need him later. I don't really remember much about this node at all. It was that kind of much of a non-event. Node 5 is where it really starts to get interesting. So when I completed this, I had a 4 yellow, 4 red Nakia. I was attempting to not use her initially and instead bring in my tealed out level 90 Killmonger, who's at like 220k power or something, basically 100k power more than she is. and it just wasn't working. He just doesn't do enough. Nakia brings so much to the table. It's less about the damage she does. Not that she can't do damage. She's great about that. But it's more like basic off the bat with the Scourges I'm running. They're all starting with immunity. That basic clearing debuffs off of like 4 different guys, or clearing buffs, excuse me, the immunity off of 4 different guys is huge. When you're running all the Scourges, they're going to get piles upon piles of buffs on them. And her being able to fling the disc and knock a bunch of buffs off people is just huge. She stays in stealth pretty much the entire time. I used her basic almost exclusively, I want to say, just to clear buffs on people. You just don't have to worry about her, and she helps you get around taunters, she helps you get around the immunities, all that good stuff. So Node 5 really is kind of just an RNG fest. Now I will tell you, I have a 7 red star Black Panther. I've had gold promos burning a hole in my pocket for a while once we found out, that these guys were getting the War Dogs team, and he'd be able to be used in War, not just in Crucible. He'd also use them in Scourge here as well. I decided to pull the trigger on 7 red star. Not saying you should, I'm just saying I did, and I haven't really regretted it yet. I really enjoyed my 7 red BP, and I had a ton of gold promo credit, so it wasn't a big deal. This Node 5 is the Black Panther, OG Black Panther show. That's really what it comes down to. When you spawn in, you're going to use the Nakia basic. I think it's a Drax in the corner over to the left, if I'm not mistaken. I can't see the node here, but whoever's taunting in the far left. You clear the taunt. If you're running a bunch of Scourges, you clear immunity from the guys around them. And basically what you're going to want to do is probably special with BP 1 million. Put defense down, chaining around defense down on as many people as you can. Get them as low as humanly possible. And then you want your OG Black Panther to just snowball. Just start picking people off one at a time. Be very careful using the ultimate. If you have the blind Scourge like I do, basically I was just specialing and using the basic ability to kind of minimize the blinds on myself. I think I used the ultimate once. If you can pick off a bunch of people with one ultimate, go for it, because you're going to get turn meter right through the next blind anyway. So it's not really a big deal, but just it's all about the snowball from Black Panther. I don't want to spend too much more time on this. Keep resetting, get the guys low, snowball with your BP. Don't mess around with the shield troopers on the second wave or the Ebony Maul. The rewind on those guys are ridiculous. I found that there was basically no win condition if the Ebony Maul got to use the ultimate. You got the rewind, and the shield troopers are picking you off and reducing turn meter. It just becomes a nightmare. So you really want to roll into that second wave with just a boatload of turn meter on your OG BP, and you just want to clean up the second wave as quickly as possible. Get vulnerable shield troopers out. They don't have a whole lot of life. If you have a chance to pick off the Ebony Maul, go for it. Just take some resets, have a little patience with this. This is a frustrating node, but War Dogs, in my opinion, the absolute best option for that. So non-legendary mutants was not too tough. I think I reset it maybe a couple of times. Kind of not eventful. I brought in unlimited X-Men. We have to build them anyway. I brought in, I wouldn't pay too much attention to these ISOs for anyone, by the way. I haven't found that I really need to change up ISO for anyone. Like, I could have made her a healer or a fortifier. Probably would have made it easier. I didn't even bother. But anyway, yeah, I brought in Emma with unlimited X-Men, and we got it done, no problem. Maybe reset or two, I don't know. But they were basically fine here. Just control stuff. I think I held a lot of the big moves, big cooldown stuff for the second wave. Where a bunch of stuff drops in. So just be kind of conservative with the cooldowns. Use things when it makes sense to do. I'm not going to go too in depth on these nodes, but just show you the teams that I'm using. And obviously, I got pretty big investment in all these guys. We're going to need it for APOC anyway, right? So I think everyone kind of has bigger, relatively speaking, and unlimited. And mine are even pretty small for the size that I'm competing at here, given that I don't buy character offers. Next up was the non-legendary mutant node 2. So for this one, I brought in my first attack. I brought in Emma, Storm, Cyclops, Wolverine, and Sabretooth. The big thing here is that there is a Captain Sam, Falcon, whatever his name is, OG Captain Sam, on wave 1 of this node. So the first thing that I do is just open up with the Storm ult and the Cyclops ult. Pretty much wipes out the entire wave. He was still a little bit healthy after that. The Cap Sam, you really want to get to him fast. So I brought in Wolverine and Sabretooth to then chain attack. I think there's a 3-pack of guys over there. Captain Sam and 2 others. Did the chain attack on there, got bleeds on everyone, damage on those 3 just bouncing around, and that pretty much did it. After that, we pushed a little bit into the second wave. I ended up petering out with this team after the big attacks were done. So I brought in Unlimited X-Men with Psylocke. Psylocke doesn't bring a ton to the table, but she's the G17 character that I have for Death Seed anyway. They basically finished off the second wave, no problem. The only thing was left was a single Maria Hill with a bunch of summons that I just couldn't quite get through with them. So they ended up getting wiped. Gambit just does a ton of work here. They ended up getting wiped with the single Maria Hill left, and so I just brought in Dab Rose with X23 Polaris and a garbage little cable to just wipe the floor with Maria Hill, and it was over. And that was the end of it. So moving into Legendary section. So Legendary section, that's not the right node. This is the right node. Legendary section is pretty interesting. It's kind of tough. So initially I was attempting the Dorky Dat recommendation with Nick Fury, along with Rogue, Omega Red, Red Hulk, and MLF. And what I found is that I have a baby Nick Fury, and I am not going to be investing in him. And Nick Fury was dying to the Gambits pretty much immediately, and then Gambit starts pinging like Red Hulk or Omega Red, whoever the lowest person is next. My Nick Fury was dying instantaneously, basically, and so he wasn't doing much of anything. So I was banging my head up against a wall with that, and then finally I brought in Adam Warlock, and Adam Warlock brings way more to the table than Nick Fury does. I didn't find the Nick Fury special to be that important for me. Adam Warlock's going to hang around. I imagine your Adam Warlock, like mine, is much stronger than your Nick Fury. He's going to hang around. He's going to extend debuffs with his basic. If he can get to his ultimate, he's probably going to get 2 stuns on people. Whatever. He just does more. But more importantly than that, more importantly than anything he does in his kit, is he has a revive once built in. So that Gambit is inevitably going to kill him with those pings. And then he's going to pop back up. He's still probably going to be your lowest health guy. And then he's going to eat pings again from Gambit all over again. So I had way more success, night and day difference. I did it within 2 or 3 attempts with Adam Warlock in there, and I was bashing my head probably 20 attempts with Nick Fury before I tried Adam Warlock. Wish I had tried this off the bat. It worked much better. It's a difficult node. Most important thing to remember is that there are a bunch of zombie Iron Mans on this. Zombie Iron Man is going to use your own team's power against you as soon as bleeds get out on the field. So you make sure that you immediately kill the Hela, and so that she doesn't revive Zombie Iron Man, and then immediately go for the Zombie Iron Man. It's a difficult node, I'm not going to lie to you, but the most difficult thing about it is the mechanics built into Zombie Iron Man once bleeds get on the board. So take him out as quickly as possible, reset a couple of times, make sure you get some good RNG, and do your best to end this node as healthy as you can as far as cooldowns, because you're going to use these guys, sans Adam Warlock, again in the next node. So just a bit of an RNG fest there, but not too shabby. Second node, mission 9 here, second node in Legendary, I got through relatively easily. It took me a couple of attempts just to get some good RNG, figure out the node. I think I did it on like the 3rd or 4th attempt, like maybe the 4th attempt. Not really a whole lot here. I went into here with the Red Hulk ultimate ready to go off the bat. I dropped the ultimate early, and then by the time the last wave came around, really there's only one wave you have to worry about, and that's the last wave of 2099. You need to have something to 2099, excuse me, Spider Weaver. You need to have something to deal with Spider Weaver. You need to be able to special with Rogue, or you need to be able to drop the ult on that entire wave from Red Hawk. Whatever it is, go in. I brought in Phoenix. She does a great job of keeping the rest of the crew alive. Buy yourself some time. The waves are not too difficult until that final wave drops. There's like a Doc Ock, there's a Spider Weaver, and a couple other guys. As long as you can control the Spider Weaver, you got it. These characters are just so strong that it really wasn't a deal. Compared to Node 8, this was relatively simplistic. It's just about managing your cooldowns and making sure that you can deal with Spider Weaver when she drops, and you're going to be good. So just give it a couple tries. In my estimation, this is about as good as you can do. Phoenix does a great job protecting the rest of the team, drawing in the debuffs, and then, if you can get around to using the special on her, rip about 20% lifesteal from the enemy team. So as you can see, last but not least, we're going to get into Node 10. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I didn't want to finish it off yet because I did want to go in and be able to reference the teams that I used real quickly for this video. But our plan here is to open up with Bionic Avengers. You'll notice there's an Echo, and that was a concern that a lot of us had going into Death Scourge, was Wakanda are amazing, but they're really hamstrung by Echo, right? So they've included one Echo because, a lot of their mechanics are based off the Okoye assist. Echo's going to shut down the assist. So there is one Echo here, so they've been pretty, not terrible about the usage with that. The plan here, from my understanding, is we go in with Bionic Avengers, we go all out, we blow up Echo so she's not shutting down the Wakanda's ability to triple tap, and then we're also going to attempt to bait out the special and the ultimate from Rogue. So here's hoping. Let's go ahead and get in. We're going to get into the node. I'll be back with you guys and give you some, tips and thoughts about what I had. And hopefully when we get back, we'll have a congratulations, you got a big score screen. So we'll be back in a second here. All right, guys, we are back. Node 10 is down, and that completes our difficulty 8 Death Scourge run with 384 Scourges, whatever it was. We'll take a look here in a second. Final score is 3,194,912. Node 10 took me a couple of attempts. Really, we just went in and sacked it with Bionic Avengers. Big part about that was getting down the Echo so that she doesn't shut down the assist from the Wakanda team. Took us a couple of times to get some good RNG and actually get Echo down. I ended up using Iron Man's ultimate on her to finish her off. She was the highest priority target. Got Rogue down. She used her special, her ultimate. We whittled away some of the other guys around her. Even Gambit was still left alive when we got wiped with our Bionic Avengers team. But we were able to come in then with Wakanda. Now that Echo was down, a bunch of people were low. Wiped out some key targets. BP got resets on all the people that were still low, and we just blew them up, and that was that. So, a couple of resets to get good RNG with Bionic Avengers and get Echo down, but after that, it was pretty much smooth sailing. Hey guys, just want to make a quick addition here. Wanted to show you the team power of my Bionic Avengers, as well as my War Dogs, after I completed Node 10. So, again, the strategy for this node is to bring in Bionic Avengers. You want to wipe out Echo. You want to hopefully, maybe get Gambit. You want to do as much damage as you can. You want to bait out the special and the ultimate from Rogue. And then, if you leave some people left alive, preferably low health, you come in with Wakanda, you clean up with Wakanda. So Bionic's just there to go and burst people down. So my Bionic Avengers is 930k. You could probably do it with a lower power team at this difficulty level with this Scourge. I will say it's very important that you get Echo out of there, so I opted to ult on Echo. It's unavoidable from Iron Man. Ult on Echo turn 1 in order to make sure that she went down. So we were able to get it done with this power level, but it was pretty close. So probably able to get it done with the lower Bionic Avengers, but this is just what I had available. And then the Wakanda cleanup team was these guys right here. You'll notice now that my power on my Nakia is actually 148k. I was actually I got lucky in some of the whatever they're called, Deathbringer orbs, able to get her up to her 5th red star, 5th yellow star with a lucky orb pull from there. So she's actually a little bit stronger in that I used her in Node 10 than she was in Node 5 by 1 star in red star rank. But once these guys came in after Bionic Avengers did their thing, it was no problem at all. 975k. War Dogs team just absolutely cleaned up the node with room to spare. So not a problem at all there. So just want to give a quick some context into the team power that I used in order to get this done. So let's take a look. Yeah, 386 Scourges, difficulty 8. There we go. And we can take a look here and see where that got us. Let's take a look at rewards. So as of right now, sitting at 127. My guess is that if I did nothing else, this is probably, and I just left this here and I did nothing else, this would probably net me top 2,500 when this is all said and done. So yeah, this isn't going to be enough to stay in top 500, not by a long shot. That being said, I don't know really what else I can do. I'm not buying character offers. My War Dogs are as pretty much built as they're going to be. I'm not really interested in building up my minions any further. But we'll see. We'll see if maybe I can sneak something out. Maybe some bonus health. I don't know, in difficulty 8. We'll see what happens. But it was already pretty tough. I'm not really sure how much further I can go without just an absurd investment that is not going to... The return on that's not going to be worth it. But we'll see what happens. In any event, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, I hope you'll consider doing that down below. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Thumbs down if you didn't. Let me know in the comments if I should have done something differently. If you think the teams are stupid, if I'm stupid, whatever. Tell me all about it. Link to my Discord and my Twitch in the description below. Thanks for watching. Stay sticky.